If you can't say something entertaining, then shut the hell up.
Wrestling on Wii. 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 Wrestling on Wii.
Ladies and gentlemen, the champ is here. Yes, your champion, Physics, aka Daniel Robitaille. How is the world doing? Shout out to the former champion over there. Because he forgot to do his picks. What a loser. Travis, how you doing, fam?
Y'all did me so filthy, but I can't blame nobody but myself for it. So it's all good.
Welcome everybody to the review of last night's AEW Dynamite on TNT. We'll be breaking down everything that happened, and just like almost every AEW Dynamite, it started off with a hot match. And this hot match last night was Bobby Fish versus CM Punk. Of course, with this match, we got a lot of back and forth. It was not as technical as I thought it was going to be. We had some snapmares, we had some holds, but I thought it was going to be wrestling most majority of this match, but we did get some once Bobby Fish got hold of CM Punk's leg, and we went from there to Bobby throwing big club and right hands before climbing to join him, jockey for position on top rope. Punk knocks Fish down, and due to all of the leg work, he hits a one-legged elbow drop. Trade forearms on their knees, rising to their feet. CM Punk staggers, still shaky on the knee. Fish kicks his leg out of his leg. Shout out to Owen Hart. Black Magic roundhouse kick. Punk gets up, swing a neck breaker, corner knee into a short arm lariat, starting to roll, but he can't keep Bobby Fish down. Up for a go to sleep, but as if we're talking about GTS, JR called it a GPS. He had to be corrected because JR always has to be corrected during AEW Dynamite. He went for the GPS. Fish counters with a dragon screw off the rope, sliding lariat. CM Punk with a double leg into a jackknife pin. Bob Bridges out. Punk counters to counter. Go to sleep. Slow to cover, very slow cover, almost up there with Triple H and Booker T slow, and we get a 1, 2, 3. What were your thoughts on this match between Bobby Fish and CM Punk?
The match was cool. It was very slow, but the match was cool. The ending was kind of weird. Just how long he took to go make the pin. Bobby Fish could have been got up, maybe. But
you saw he kicked out. He was smart enough to kick out like right at 3. He did the Hulk Hogan kick out when Hulk Hogan was going to lose. And it was like 1, 2, 3. And he's like, yeah, I still got pinned, but I did try to kick out. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but the match was cool though. I thought it could have been better, but I'm not complaining about anything.
Yeah, decent match. Out of all of the opening matches they've had over the last few weeks, I would say probably this is like the lesser version of them. But I mean, that's because you're going against all timers. You have Bryan Danielson opening Dynamites and stuff like that. So it's a whole nother league of like stuff they were doing, especially Bryan Danielson, Kenny Omega, and all of that. But it was a decent match. It was a good way to start the night. We didn't get a Malachi Black promo to follow this up. He says he made Cody Rhodes' whole family lose faith in him. He split the Nightmare family, and he made the whole crowd hate him. If you thought this was about pinfalls, think again. The house always wins. So it looks like he's trying to decimate the Nightmare family as a whole and make sure they are put to an end. Thoughts on this storyline?
All right. The story is not terrible, but him trying to justify his loss when like the past 2 years, AEW been trying to get their whole ranking system like up. He's pretty much just saying the rankings don't mean shit. Pretty much, he's like, yeah, it's not about wins or losses. It's not about pinfalls. I'm trying to murder his whole family. So like, it is
I
what it
mean,
is.
when you have
I don't
a
have a
person
problem with
talking
it, but I
about
can see
Glocks,
people
that's
having a problem.
understandable. Like, all right, you pulling the Glock out on me. I guess I got to murder your whole family. That's just
Right.
how it goes.
Oh
So,
man, yo, and
understandable.
I just gotta say, I just want to say that when Arn came out on Saturday and he did the whole finger point thing, the "Get the Glock" chant is my favorite chant in wrestling ever. I think.
Big
Get
old
the
facts.
Glock.
That is facts. I'm so glad you pointed that out. That shit was amazing.
GTG.
Shout out to AEW crowds. Amazing.
Get the Glock.
We need Griselda to sample that eventually. That's eventually gonna happen. Get the
So,
Glock with Paul and
somebody
Nash.
sampled it already, I think.
Okay, see,
Not in
already
Griselda
there.
though, but somebody sampled it. Yeah.
We did get a match. We get hyped up for an MJF match, and we get MJF versus Bryce Donovan. And as quick as I do this, the match was over. MJF wins pinfall with the Heat Seeker. He then gets on a mic, and you know what he does. He runs down the town, says he said the best things he does is putting his shoulders on mats and banging rats. But he's gonna skip the last part because he'd rather shove his junk in the blender rather than go with any woman from where were they, in Boston? Yeah.
Yes.
Than any woman in Massachusetts. So that's where he went there. He does an impression of everyone's mother and calls the local accent disgusting. Speaking of disgusting, Darby Allin made a mistake interrupting him when he was telling everyone he deserved to be the AEW champion and nice too scared to show up for work. He said he'd be scared too, given he knocked out old Grandpa Sting. He doesn't care who leaves with the title after Full Gear because you're looking at the past, the present, and the future. When we get a moment with Sting, music hits, and everybody's going crazy because they think Sting's gonna be in the ring, but it was all a ploy. MJF is laughing his ass off. Wardlow doesn't look like he's laughing because I don't think he was in on the joke. Wardlow was about to do work, and then he was like,
I like that.
"Oh, okay, y'all not gonna let me know? All right." So Sting, his music hits. He's about to be carried on with his promo when the lights go out. And they come up with there was like this rare remix of MJF's music and a video package of Darby Allin at a JPEG Mafia concert. You don't know JPEG Mafia is another rapper who's very
That's who
heavy
sampled the
into
Arn
wrestling.
Anderson.
Okay, makes sense. He uses Edge's "You Think You Know Me" in a lot of his songs, but heavy wrestler influence. And he's best friends with Darby Allin, as you saw. They attacked Darby Allin in the mask at his show. Lights come back on. For some odd reason, Sean Spears just happens to just be holding a chair like this behind his back, so Sting can hit the bat on a chair because Sting, you can't really hit people with bats anymore. We have Darby Allin coming down. They run everybody off. Darby Allin's in the crowd wearing a trench coat, looking like the Invisible Man. Forgot about that part. Max runs away. Darby gets a skateboard crusted in tacks out from under the ring to make his point. Wardlow takes the tacks. Allin gets on the mic and accepts his challenge at Full Gear. What was your thoughts on this promo?
Can't hear him?
Yeah, I can't hear you, fam.
Yeah, we can't hear you, bro.
My fault. But I was saying, one, I like how Wardlow, how he wasn't in on the joke. That's just long-term storytelling going on. I like how MJF he always complains about not getting the title shot, but yet his contract he only fights once quarterly. So like that's why he's not even in the rankings to even get a title shot. But
And
yet you
sometimes it's a
always
damn
complain
jobber.
about it. Yeah, but motherfucker, you want a title shot, wrestle more. It's that simple, but it plays to his character, and I like that shit. And I thought Darby was dressed up as Rorschach, but I
Nah, he
you
had a
would know
wrap
more than I
on,
would.
so that's why it was like the Invisible Man. Because if it wasn't for the wrap, because I was like,
Got
he could
you.
easily find a mask, and he had the glasses on as well. So that was where it's the Invisible Man
Hmm.
part comes in.
Yeah, and this is another match that was on that good old notepad of Tony Khan's. So the notepad is coming full circle.
Yes, indeed. We come back from commercial. We got Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, being interviewed by her favorite Tony Schiavone. Tony informs her she'll be in a trick or treat match against Abaddon on Rampage this week because she walked out on a match against her on the Jericho Cruise. It'll be no DQ, and if Abaddon wins, she gets a title shot. I'm guessing she's gonna win just so Britt Baker can have somebody to go against.
It makes sense to me, but I don't know. That makes sense, and I wouldn't mind seeing that. But I feel like Jamie Hayter and Rebel's probably gonna pussy out from Abaddon to be perfectly honest. Jamie Hayter might help, but yeah, we'll see where it goes. I'm interested to see where it goes.
Next match we have is a AEW TNT Championship match. We have Sammy Guevara versus the All Eagle Ethan Page. We have Ethan in the ring standing tall, but Sammy comes out, drops the belt at the top, runs down because this is personal. He gives knees before the bell, off the ropes, corkscrew Top Kongiro, throwing Page around on the floor. Finally, back inside. Referee checks on Ethan. He's ready to go. Ring the damn bell. There's trading the forearms. Ethan declares himself the man. Rip reverse, leapfrog, backflip, drop kick from the champ into a kip up. At the beginning, it just really looked like it was just all Sammy. Especially like they got back from the commercial break. Because a lot of Ethan's offense happened during the picture-in-picture. We had Sammy with forearms, lariats, back elbow, Enziguri connect, springboard, neck breaker, boot up, standing Spanish fly. Nope. Sammy perches up top, shooting star press to the floor, which was really good.
Crazy.
Had the crowd going crazy. Puts Ethan back inside. Ethan blocks the feast for your eyes. Sammy up top, cross arm, iconoclasm into a tilt-a-war slam. Sammy charging in, Ego with a body slam off the top. A huge shoulder block, but it wasn't enough. Up on the top turnbuckle, thinking of an avalanche. Ego's edge. Sammy reverses into a Frankensteiner. They went for the Rey Mysterio versus Eddie Guerrero when Ray was wearing the Phantasm get up, and they did the same exact thing. It wasn't a clean Frankensteiner, but it was decent enough. Shooting star press misses, jackknife pin, and it's over. Sammy retains the match. I thought before we talk about what happens post match, I thought there was going to be a lot more offense as far as Ethan Page goes, make him look a lot stronger. But Sammy pretty much handled him. Oh, mute again.
There's kids in here. Yeah, Sammy pretty much took care of all the offense in the match for the most part, just to keep the match exciting, I guess, because Ethan Page has that type of offense where he usually slowing it down, but this was a Sammy Guevara match for sure, and
Yeah.
the end of the match pissed me off kind of.
We get a post-match. Page attacks Guevara, and Scorpio Sky joins in on fun. And the Circle makes the save. Of course, we had to wait for 2 minutes so everybody can sing Judas before Chris Jericho get on the mic. His eyes were very misty for some odd reason. I don't know if he was drinking or smoking in the back, but I was like, is he about to break down due to what was going on? But he gets on the mic and calls Scorpio Sky out, says he respects him for beating him twice, but since Sammy won, it'll be a 10-man match between Paige and Sky and American Top Team and in a circle. And Tony Khan made the match a Minneapolis street fight match, which I don't know what that means. Is there going to be a purple motorcycle? Is Morris Day and Time going to be there, ready for the world? Who knows? But basically, he quotes Aerosmith and basically tells them they're going to kick their effing ass. And that was it. So what did you hate about the end of everything going on between Inner Circle and America's Top Team?
It's not that I hate the feud. It's just Chris Jericho and this damn song. So like, you didn't have to let the whole song play before. You just get your point across. Like, it'll be other times to sing your song, bro. Like that should make no sense to me. But yeah, it's mad stipulations within this whole shit. Like they could have just kept it at the TNT title, to be perfectly honest. Huh?
Full gear is their Extreme Rules. Because almost every match has a stipulation to it.
Okay.
No, I'm saying I'm not saying that's the case. Yeah. I'm saying that's what it looks like because we already
got
yeah.
So I get what you're saying, but yeah, that shit it's too much. Come on.
Oh, they don't gotta say every time. The pyro was a lot.
Yeah, and then it was funny because all of them ran out, and he was the last one to run out and back. Slow as shit, this old ass. And then the whole time he was saying the promo, he was out of breath.
Pyro just going off all at the same time. It was too much. It was like, just run out. Why is the pyro going off?
Yeah, man. Come on, bro. Like, save your mans without the theatrics.
We have a backstage interview with Shivani and Bryan Danielson and Eddie Kingston.
Hold on, but was it worse than Doudrop coming in to make the save on Monday night? That's what I need.
I wouldn't know. I didn't see it.
Okay, yeah. She came down skipping to the ring like it was. She was making the save. She came skipping to her music.
I did see that.
It was like we complained about the save.
I mean, the worst one is still.
Yeah, you're right.
Shit, what is it? Well, Rhea Ripley.
Facts.
Rhea Ripley, Charlotte Flair, Bianca Belair.
Facts.
Rhea Ripley still has the worst one.
Factual.
Yeah, she did the whole that shit was funny. But yeah, it is what it is though. I'm looking forward to see Mars with being a match if that's the case.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it's funny because it's like, what do? You gonna allow the wrestlers to win? Or are you gonna actually allow the MMA dudes to win? Because I mean, once you get so many MMA dudes in it, it's kind of like, in real life, this is not how it would go. And then you're also dealing with a situation where at any moment, if they decide to just go fuck it, there's nothing any of them on the other side of the ring can do to stop them. So. Yeah,
that would be funny as shit.
But we get an interview backstage with Bryan Danielson and Eddie Kingston. Shout out to Camila being in here. Appreciate you. Kingston takes offense to Danielson, saying that he doesn't work hard enough, and talks about his depression turns into anger, and he's living his dream. He don't want to be locked up. He's not trying to get locked up because of what Daniel Bryan's saying. So he's done. Listen to him. Excuse his back. Bryan says that's the Eddie Kingston he wants to see. And there's so many people in the locker room that go through the same crap. And he's going to go ahead and prove that he's the best. I don't know. A little heelish. Bryan Danielson's a little heelish. He's coming off very assholish now to a degree.
Yeah, bro. I love the New Yorkness of the pardon my back. That made me feel so good, bro. And yeah, but did you see the promo they did the day before?
I saw a little bit of it, but not the whole thing.
Yeah, it's like Eddie Kingston wasn't ready for what Daniel Bryan said, because that was the first time I ever seen Eddie Kingston speechless, bro. Like he was like, you're one of the hardest workers I ever seen, but you don't put in the work. Like he was like, when it's time to be in the ring, you put in that work, but outside of the ring, you don't do nothing like that. And Eddie Kingston had nothing to say, bro. I was like, oh shit. I'm looking
And I'm
forward to
guessing
that.
this is why they allowed him to talk first and be able to excuse himself.
Yeah, yeah, that's exactly why.
We can't have that happen again. So no, it's understandable.
Right.
We get a Lucha Brothers interview backstage, basically to say they want War FTR. They agree to put their AEW or Tag Team Champions on the line against FTR, and FTR replies back saying, "Yeah, it's on. So let's go." Get that. But we then follow that up with an AEW TBS Championship first round match. We have Serena Deeb versus Sheeta. Sheeta's still going for her 50th win, and will she get it? Well, I would say, hey, when it comes to this match, it was very entertaining. Um, I this is it's 2 for 2. I like seeing Serena Deeb and Sheeta in the ring together. Um, Things
Hmm.
really picked up once they got to the outside. Serena put Sheeta in a figure four lock off the ring post. They did a spinning toho reverse into an inside cradle, no dice roundhouse kick, big knee, another knee. Serena rolls through into a half crab. That got shifted to an inverted figure four leg lock. Sheeta reaching and she finally gets the rope. Deebs grabs Sheeta's trophy. Sheeta blocks it, takes it away, hits Deeb with an eye poke, small package. Sheeta would not stay down, trap the arms, back body drop counters, trade in pins, and Sheeta wins by pinfall with a Rana pin. What was your thoughts on this match?
Oh, this was the match of the night for sure, bro. Serena Deeb is so fire, bro. When she put on the pink motherfucking black and white because she hears what everybody is saying about her and the comparisons to Bret Hart, bro. And I love it. And her turning like this is definitely how you turn into a heel, son. Like this is remarkable.
Yeah. Post match, she grabs a chair and just wails on Sheeta's knee. Sheeta won. She's going on to the next round, but is she gonna go? Because Serena like gets applied and referees, and then Jerry Lynn had to come out, and that was the only thing that stopped Serena D from taking out Sheeta permanently. Um, and of course, you know, the crowd is chanting Jerry Lynn, like we're not worried about what's actually going on in the ring. But she lets go, goes to the back, and hey, Sheeta might not be going on. Due to her injury, Serena Deeb might just be moving on. And it would be interesting if every time, let's say like Serena Deeb then does the next match, she loses, injures her opponent, and then ends up going to the next round because she's the only
That would be
person there.
funny. That they can't keep having her lose though. That would be funny, bro. They can't keep having Serena lose, bro.
And
Yeah,
then win the
nah, man.
championship clean and just be like, all right, see, I was meant to be here.
That
um, we get an
would be
interview
dope. I
with
ain't gonna lie.
we get an interview with Dante Martin and Leo Rush. Leo says that on Friday, Masvidal will learn a lesson, and we go to break. Basically, it was supposed to be a tag team match, but Mike Sidal, he gets hurt, so it's back to a singles match. We get Martin, Dante versus Matt, part 3. First two were really good. Probably possible another banger again. Um, are you excited for part 3? Are you a little disappointed that we're not going to see Leo Rush um back for AEW at this moment? Mute again.
I'm very disappointed. I apologize, but yeah, I'm kind of disappointed because I want to see him in AEW, but he's been wrestling in New Japan, so I'm still getting my like Leo Rush, like you know what I'm saying. I don't want to say nothing
Fix.
crazy. I'm still getting like getting to see Leo Rush on like New Japan Strong and all that, and then he's gonna be there November 13th. But I do want to see him and Dante Martin in the ring together, and I just like how he he's just pretty much dismissing Dante's brother even coming back because he's probably gonna come back soon. So like he's like, yeah, I'm gonna be your new tag partner. You don't got nobody else. Like it ain't like you gonna be tagging with anybody. And when his brother come back, to see that whole dynamic, how that plays is gonna be cool. So,
They're
but
gonna
he's about to
wrestle
get
for their brother.
Matt Sydal out of there.
They're gonna put the brother contract on top of in a briefcase ladder match. Then Vicky Guerrero was gonna come
On
out and miss her cue. You know how it's gonna go. The next match, we get an AEW World Championship #1 contender tournament first round match. We get Jon Moxley versus Preston
oh
10
my God.
Vance. And I mean, match ding ding ding, German suplex from Moxley on 10. Stomps in the corner. Follow up. John Dexter with an elbow, throws him face first into the ring steps. Takes off his mask, blood everywhere on 10's, and he tries to get some offense. As soon as he does, lariat, mounted punches, underhook, and those were very good looking punches. And underhooks, paradigm shift, match over. Not
Yeah,
much of
man.
a match. We really had like almost two basically just run through
Squashes.
wrestler match squash matches this episode, which I was surprised because AEW really don't do squash matches like that.
Yeah, but John Moxley is on. So that promo that he did on Saturday when he was talking about his daughter and how he just get home to her, so he just coming out doing his thing and then don't even get his hand raised. He just dips off and goes back home to his daughter. That's all. He's
That man said.
it's
That
gonna
man
look
said,
him.
"Nah, you got to make it clear what he said." That man said,
Yeah,
I am only here. I don't care about titles or nothing." He said, "I gotta get back home to my baby girl, and the only way I can ensure that is to make sure I kill you motherfuckers." That's basically. He's like, if it's me versus you, nigga, I gotta get back to baby girl, so it's gonna be me. Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be you. I mean, so
yeah,
that was one of the best promos from John Moxley or anybody I've heard in the last 5 years. I ain't gonna even cap.
yeah, man. Yeah, bro. And him versus. First of all, he's probably gonna do the same thing to Orange Cassidy. Like Orange Cassidy, like might last like a minute or two longer, and then him versus this Bryan Danielson is gonna be ridiculous, son.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Of course, I mean, hey, we're going back to the WWE days. Let's get these WWE matches happening. Next up, we get to see all through the commercial break, Cody Rhodes coming out. Why? Just go to commercial. We don't need to see him like getting on the ropes and for the fans and stuff like that. But once we come back, we hear them booing him to the whole promo. He says, believe it or not, he hears you online and otherwise. And for a brief moment, when he had Malachi Black's arms for the Tiger Driver 98, he thought he was going to hit a different move. But he knew exactly what would have happened if he hit that move. And of course, we all know he's talking about the pedigree because everybody thought that's exactly how he was going to win that match. Which will, of course, be a shot at Triple H. But I doubt anybody's going to do any shots at Triple H because that man is barely doing anything with wrestling right now, because it seems like WWE kind of has a ban of him doing nothing at the moment. But he said, would he have sneered and broken the covenant to not challenge for the world title? If you're going to boo the narrative, boo the true narrative, and don't forget the man that built this company. He's like, everybody knows about the man who's writing the checks, but y'all ain't talking about the man who built the bank, which I kind of feel like that was a shot at Tony Khan. To basically be like, yeah, you're the one bankrolling this, but know that I'm the one that put everything together. Because let's be real, he didn't bankroll All In. All In was all of the elite putting shit together. Really, the Young Bucks
Right.
and Cody Rhodes, which led to AEW. He talks about his family, about the greatness and potential Hall of Fame status of. I was about to say Goldust, but of course he is Goldust if he ever goes back to WWF. Dustin, being with Arn and how everything's great there, and of course he could live to be 300 years old, and he would never hit the culture impact that his dad hit. And of course, the fans are now on his side, but the fans cheer more once Andrade comes out. He tells Cody that the people don't like either of them, and the difference is that he doesn't care about the people. Also, Cody says he would never turn. He will always be a face. Andrade says Andrade calls Cody's neck tattoo stupid, which everybody does, and says he's getting into his business and he can make him his little bitch. Lights go out, and of course, you know who's gonna pop up. Malachi Black, boom, he's in the ring. Spits the miss at Rhodes. They're fighting. Andrade's going after Arn Anderson. Pac makes the save and lays Andrade out with a kick combo. The heel retreats, and Pac drops down cross leg in the ring and flips the bird at the heels. So it looks like we're gonna get a tag match soon with Andrade, Malachi Black, Pac, and Cody Rhodes. Are you excited about that?
I'm not excited to see Pac team with Cody Rhodes, but anytime Pac is in the match, I'm excited to see the fucking match. And him and Andrade been having bangers. Them being across from each other again is just gonna make for another good one. And then get putting Malachi Black in there. It's just I don't know. I just don't see. I don't know. Pac and Cody. I got like they both got the same enemy, so it is what it is. They're gonna get together and try to get rid of their enemies. But it's just I don't know. They look funny to me together. Like.
Yeah. No, I agree. They all look funny. But they're gonna put them together, I guess. Like that's going to be the account. It's like with Malachi Black and Andrade. It's like Zelina's their connection. It was like one was the other person's manager, one's married to her. So Cody Pac, because they disliked them, but it was like kind of, I don't know. I guess it'll be interesting. We'll see. But we get Dark Order. Now it's time for the main event. We get Dark Order. Colt Cabana, Eva Uno, John Silver, and Stu Grayson versus the Elite, Adam Cole, Kenny Omega, Matt Jackson, and Nick Jackson. And they all come out dressed as characters. We get Stu Grayson as Kratos from God of War. John Silver is Bambi. Colt Cabana is Brandon Cutler. And Evil Uno is a cowboy. But we start hearing a bad version of Ghostbusters hitting, and next comes out is the Elite Ghostbusters. And if you want to know a fun fact, this was last minute, because it was noted that the original plans had the Elite using a Squid Games inspired entrance and costume. However, Warner or TNT officials reportedly got wind of the Squid Games inspired plans and nixed them before the show hit the air, because they were like, yeah, we didn't run this by Netflix, so yeah, we don't want no issues or parody going on. So take Ghostbusters. And that's how they ended up with that. And the producer of it, he said on Twitter, he was like, I got the call at 5:30. We need a Ghostbuster type track. Stuck in traffic till 6:15. Started producing at 6:28. Computer froze at 7:18. Lost 30 minutes of progress. Then it panicked, reworked, mixed, deliver at 8:03, and we got what we heard. Of course, this was a very, if you want to know, like those indie matches that what's that dude's name? I want to not say Brother Love. Jim Cornette hates. This was one of those matches. It was very fun, very entertaining. But there was not a serious bone in this match. Of course, we had when they came out dressed as Ghostbusters, we had Michael Nakazawa in a Bebe suit, and we had the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man coming following from behind. And of course, when he said Adam Cole Baby, they pointed at Michael. He did a what do you call this shit? What am I thinking of? But he did a splash as the baby off the apron to the floor. But I will say this: one of my favorite moments was the John Silver hot tag. That man came in and just cleaned house. Like, it was beautiful.
Yeah, John Silver's hot tag is top notch right now. He got the best hot tag right now, in my opinion.
Yeah, you said that last time we saw John Silver.
Oh, I did say that, right? Yeah, because you know Nick Jackson be so proclaiming that he got the best hot tag in the game, and John Silver got it right now.
But we get to a point where everybody, it's either a super kick or it's damn near a finisher, and it's just going back and forth with everybody until everybody is laid out on the floor. Well, it doesn't end until V-trigger on Cabana. Then the referee gets laid out. Stu gets under mat, blocked, low blow on all the Dark Order boys. The Elite get their proton packs, surround the Dark Order, and backsplash all of them. They pile all the protons onto the ground. And also, this is when JR starts going off. He was like, proteins, I don't know, and they're like protons. The protons, like protein shakes. I was like, all right, JR, right.
JR was pissed.
It's too goofy for him.
What are we talking about here? What are we talking about here? What's going on?
They lift Cabana up, powerbombing him into the proton packs. The front half of the Panama horse arrives. A 4-man BTE trigger on the horse. Then they take the horse's head off, and it's Brandon Cutler. Of course, we all know what's about to happen. The Stay Puft Marshmallow Man creeps in the background, takes off his mask, and it's Hangman Page. He hits the dead eye on Kenny Omega. Silver hits a spin out powerbomb on Matt Jackson. 1, 2, 3. Hangman Page and Dark Order celebrate in the ring. What was your thoughts on this match?
So, how long did you know that Hangman was in the marshmallow suit?
Once the marshmallow got in the ring, like right before the proton back slam, because he was just in the ring and he was like just doing this. He wasn't involved, which wouldn't have happened if it was Brandon Cutler. Brandon Cutler would have been involved the whole time.
Yeah,
so once I stayed away, I was like, that's somebody else.
Yeah, because they had me the whole time. I didn't know until the horse got back in the ring and I seen Brandon Cutler's shoes, and then I heard him like, guys, I heard him saying like, guys, they hit him with the BTE trigger. I was like, oh shit, Hangman is in the fucking marshmallow. That's fine. I liked it though, and I like they did the Ninja Turtle spot with the proton packs.
Yeah,
when you remember the movie when they all around with each other, that's what they did. I fucked with
in
that.
The middle.
Yeah, but this match was fun as fuck. I could see people not fucking with the match, and I can't do nothing but respect that. But I thought it was fun, in my opinion.
No, it was a fun match. It seems like when the Elite are gathered, it's just fun matches. There's nothing serious. It's very PWG. It's their style of wrestling, basically.
I was just about, yep.
So,
yeah, exactly. I was just about to say
you're either gonna love it or hate it.
Matches where they be wilding.
Yeah, you're either gonna love it or hate it. Like we got costumes on. We can only be so serious about what we're gonna be doing in the ring. So, understandable, but. That was everything that went down that night. So since we know what went down, let's review everything. Let's go.
It's time for the Blunt Ratings. If this is your first time tuning in, this is how the Blunt Ratings work. We take each show and break them down into 5 categories: matches, promos and backstage segments, storytelling, commentary, and the crowd. For each category, each show can get up to 5 blunts. The average score of those 5 categories stands as the official Blunt Rating. Those are the rules. Now let's get right into tonight's edition of the Blunt Ratings.
We want the smoke. Talk to him. We want the smoke. We want the smoke. Come on, Charlie.
Welcome, everybody, to the Blunt Ratings. Shout out to Grush. Shout out to Camila. Welcome to the Blunt Ratings, where we break down what our ratings, everything that happened. We're going through matches, storylines, promos, ambiance, the crowd, and the announcer. So let's start this off with the matches. How do you feel about the ratings for the matches?
Well, Hikaru Shida and Serena Deeb alone is like a 4.5 in my opinion. Like the CM Punk and Bobby Fish was okay. It ended weird to me. The main event was fun. You had 2 squash matches. One squash match that was crazy. So I'll say a 3.5, 3.75 at the most.
Agree with you with the 3.75. Like you said, the
Okay.
one squash match with MJF, that was a non-factor. CM
Yeah.
Punk versus now I'm forgetting the names. Bobby Fish was just
Bobby
okay.
Fish.
They had
Yeah.
time, but it didn't seem like they were really like going as hard as they should have been going for some reason. They were very slow and methodical to be starting off the night, but it just didn't hit like it should have hit for them. Like you said, Sheeta versus Serena Deeb, I could watch them all night long. They were the match in the night, and the way it ended was very fun with the Dark Order versus the Elite. So yeah, 3.75 is correct. And of course, seeing badass John Moxley, you can never go wrong with that. Next up is promos. I mean, there's nothing that really stood out. I mean, you have a jerking off promo from Jericho, or Jericho, however you want to say it. That was meh. M- MJF being MJF, it started off meh. I liked the fake Sting part of it, but that was just okay. Um, yeah, it was like nothing was like,
Yeah,
I
it
don't know,
wasn't even no
nothing.
Mero promo
Yeah,
in his
there
in
there was
his
nothing
feud
that like
feud with
really
the
made me
his
go
feud with
like,
the Lord.
yo, that was hard. I mean, other than I like Eddie Kingston, but it's just Eddie Kingston being Eddie Kingston. You know what you're gonna get with Eddie Kingston
Right.
unless Brian Danielson talks first, like we talked about before, and leaves him speechless. So I mean, just with that alone, I'm gonna say with the promos for me a 3.
I agree. I was gonna say the same thing.
Storylines, all the storylines that were coming together. Last night's episode. What was your ratings for those?
Like again, this fucking tournament for the females at least is creating storylines outside of the title belt because Carl Sheeta and Serena Deeb is probably gonna be they're gonna have a third match and it's gonna be a trilogy that actually
Put them in a
deserves
cage.
a third match. Yeah, put them in a fucking cage. Give them the first female cage match. That's a fact. And like yeah, that the tournament is starting storylines for that. Hangman and the Dark Order. Hangman brought the Dark Order back together, bro.
Yeah.
That story is just great, and them beating the Elite could just be like the beginning of them and him beating Kenny at Full Gear. That's what that could mean, but he could. So that shit is great because he could still fucking lose. I like Darby and MJF's storyline. The promo wasn't the greatest, but I like the whole storyline with MJF and Darby. So, John Moxley is a angry fucking father that just wants to go home with his daughter. I love that, and yeah, I say a 3.5.
I'm surprised you didn't go 3.75. I thought that's where you were leaning to.
No, I'll say a 3.5. I'll say a 3.5. It wasn't nothing crazy, but hmm, yeah, I stand by 3.5.
I'm not mad at it. Let's go with the 3.5. Crowd, it's AEW. 5. They do their
Yeah,
things. Other
yeah,
than like you said, it was annoying with the Judas thing. Like I think we're getting the Judas is now becoming AEW's what, and um, everybody's. I feel like we're all just trying to get tired of it and just try to get to the point and not just let the fans take over and sing for
yeah.
2 minutes. But I mean, they were doing their thing. They were 5 to me. Your thoughts on that?
Yeah, the crowd is the crowd on Dynamite is always a 5. By the time Rampage is time to record, the crowd be out of it or people. I heard on the last episode that they recorded, mad people left. So you know what I'm
Mm.
saying. But like
It's late.
Rampage, like 3.5, 4. Yeah, it's late over. You can't blame them. But Dynamite is fucking 4 at the least. But tonight was, I agree, it was a 5.
So that's a 5, and we're left with the announcers. Um, JR. Called the GTS a GPS.
Man,
The whole proton protein. What is this? What is going on thing? It was a lot. And
Shout
then
out
like
JR, man.
it felt like
My
it
man.
got so bad that like even Excalibur was calling people the wrong names. He called Adam Cole Kenny Omega at one point and had to quickly correct himself, but it was hard for him to do that because then other people were talking, so he had to wait so he could correct himself. Like it was
and it's on
a
a night
little
where
all
people
over the
trying to
place
have fun.
tonight.
It's a Halloween night. Like they celebrating Halloween. Like everybody's supposed to be having fun and a good time. JR sounded like the old angry grandpa. Sounded like Jim Cornette on fucking comedy.
I know my man. Yeah, my man JR is going through things right now though. So
Yeah.
I like at this point I'm like JR.
That's a good point. We gotta let him slide. Give him a break.
Say how you feel. Just say how you feel, JR.
Touche.
Yeah, and with that, I'm leaning more towards a 3 or 3.5. So how you feeling?
I'll say a 3. I think I'll say a 3. It wasn't too crazy tonight.
And with that,
there wasn't no guests on commentary.
Yeah, with that, our blunt radius is a 3.65, which is crazy because AEW runs around the 4s majority of the time. A little bit under this time, but with everything that happened on last night, AEW Dynamite last night on TNT was watched by 941,000 viewers on average and did a 0.4 rating in a 18 to 49 demo that was 518,000 viewers. That was their lowest demo for Dynamite on Wednesday since October 6th. Due to hockey on TNT, the show aired live in the Pacific Mountain time zones where it usually airs at 8 p.m. local. Dynamite ranked 4th on the day in the demo, according to Showbuzz Daily. 2 NBA games on ESPN were ahead, as well as Real Housewives of Beverly Hills on Bravo, and the World Series did a 2.24 demo and had 10.3 million viewers because you're not going to touch them. But that's it for the Blunt Ratings. Thank y'all for joining us. We'll be right back for the news, and I'll see you in 4 minutes and 20 seconds.
Thanks for watching another WOW Review Joint.
Mikasa Sukasa. You Eddie, right? Yeah. Look like Eddie Guerrero, man. You like to watch wrestling? Yeah. Have you ever watched wrestling? On weed? That's the way to see it, man! It's rock!
Who got signed? Who got released? Who's got heat backstage? Want more pro wrestling news and rumors? Tune in for another Wow News Joint.
Welcome back to the news joint presented by Meta. Just kidding. But welcome to the show. We have our news joints today. We talk about the end and new beginning of Ring of Honor. We get an update on Charlotte Flair, some Bray Wyatt news, and more. Of course, it's your boy Physics, and I mean your champion Physics, and of course, loser Travis on the other side. For our first news story of today, the Ring of Honor you knew is done. The house that CM Punk, Bryan Danielson, Samoa Joe, Jay Lethal, and many more built will go on hiatus after Final Battle to reimagine the company. In a statement they wrote, "We now find ourselves at a time where we need to make changes to our new business operations and are planning a pivot for Ring of Honor with a new mission and strategy. The year will be will end with a final battle in December, and we will be taking the first quarter of 2022 to work internally to reimagine ROH. ROH has the most dedicated fans in the industry, and we appreciate their loyalty and patience as we reconceptualize ROH. Fightful's Sean Rossap is reporting that ROH roster will be released from their contracts. Sapp indicates releases are effective at the end of the year, and if a wrestler was signed into 2022 or beyond, they'll be paid until March 31st. ROH is said to be working with talent who wants to work elsewhere. Dave Meltzer characterized the company's future focus, saying that the basic gist of everything is they're not going to be running with a contracted crew, so they'll essentially be an independent promotion, and they will use whoever the top independent guys are that they can book on the nights that they have shows and the nights that they do television. Ring of Honor COO Joe Koff told talent he had multiple meetings trying to fight for ROH, but ultimately Sinclair Broadcasting made the call to release wrestlers from their contracts and go on hiatus. Talent was told that there was some type of TV show that will be in place after Final Battle, but weren't told what that would be. With that, that's going to leave a lot of wrestlers. Of course, Wrestling on Reed's favorite champion, Jonathan Gresham. That's going to leave people like Jay Lethal. That's going to have Los Ingobernables faction that is there, all looking for a home. What are your thoughts on that? And where do you want to see some of these Ring of Honor people end up at?
Before we get to the fantasy booking, which is the fun part, hopefully all these dudes get paid like ROH said they're gonna do.
I mean, the Sinclair
ROH
Broadcasting, and it ain't Ring of Honor's money.
I feel you. Hopefully Ring of Honor is able to come back in April like they said they're gonna do. You think it's a war right now over these ratings and shit? Wait until this war go for this fucking ROH back catalog. That's man, because WWE been wanted this shit since fucking like NXT, like not first started, but when they first signed all the indie talent from ROH shit, they been wanted that, and you know AEW want that back catalog because they got a lot of wrestlers there too from there also, so they could use it in their fucking like promos and shit like that. That'll be dope. So, and you know, AEW want to start like a little streaming app or whatever anyway. So if they able to get that when they start with that'll be dope for them because they only got like 2 years worth of shit. That ROH stuff would bring like 2 decades more worth of shit.
Oh no, Doc Gallows, while speaking to MCW Cast, Doc Gallows claimed that during his time, WWE, hold on real quick. He heard the company's plan was to control all the indies and have everything self-produced through them. This was before AEW officially launched, and that was kind of the plan. So, like, they're lurking in the background of any Ring of Honor stuff. So I wouldn't be surprised either, especially if they could. I mean, if they're going to get in contact with Sinclair Broadcasting, they definitely would to get that and probably rights to titles and things like that. So I mean, I would not be surprised. There is a race for Ring of Honor stuff, Ring of Honor names and things like that. So that wouldn't be surprising. But let's get to that fantasy booking. Jonathan Gresham.
Hey, bro, they already just signed they signed Brian Danielson. They signed Lee Moriarty. They signed Danny Garcia. They signed all these technical
Jonathan
dudes.
Gresham don't
Why
end
not
up in
bring...
AEW on the day their contracts are up. I will literally riot. I will riot. I swear to God, I will riot.
You know who I think is the dark horse in this? For Jonathan Gresham, MLW. Because they're really the only other company giving long contracts and things like that. And I would not be surprised if he ended up in MLW, especially if they tell him he's going to be the dude once everything picks up on Vice. So,
I want to see Shane Taylor promotions, all of them, and LIJ. Andrade wants them to be with him, so bring them over. I could see Jay Lethal in WWE. I'm not gonna lie.
No more going back to Impact.
Nah, I can see Dalton Castle in WWE too.
Yeah, he kind of his welcome at Impact is kind of dead for Jay Lethal. As much as he did there, they have a lot going backstage with him and them. So, no, like one of Jay Lethal's biggest things was he'd never done anything with WWE the whole time he's wrestled. He has never appeared there, and this is like the only time. And you know what? If you're going to do it, let this be one of the matches that AJ Styles has, and just go for it. Just have AJ Styles versus Jay Lethal, and just let what happened. Just go from there.
Why'd you even put that in my head? I didn't need that in my head. Now I'm not gonna stop thinking about it, and it's that's too much.
AEW needs to sign all the women.
Yes.
No.
Yes. Yes.
They just need all the women. It don't even matter who. They could be commentators, broadcasters, interviewers. It don't just. They just need all the women, bro. Like and black people.
Yes, but those women and black people actually got to wrestle on something that's not dark or YouTube. So, yeah.
Yeah. But listen, Brian Danielson was just on Dark. Brian Danielson might be the go. He just had a fire match with Aaron Solo on Dark. Like, come on, son.
And I'm glad you told me because I would have not known.
No. But he's just that guy, bro. Like, you gotta respect it.
Oh, you know what would be great? Since Charlotte, we're gonna talk about Charlotte Flair again. But what if Charlotte Flair is in the ring, Ric Flair music hits, of course the crowd gets all tense, but no, it's Jay Lethal. Let's go for it.
I'm so dead.
Go for it.
I'm so dead. Yo, you are an asshole. And then the next week,
that would be the funniest shit ever.
And Charlotte's trying to talk. He's like, "Don't talk to your daddy like that." Whoa.
Yeah. He would be over in 1 second. It would be and over in the good way, in the wrestling way. The crowd would pop so hard for that shit. All the wrestling fans who know wrestling would go crazy.
Yo, AEW could also use Maria Kanellis just to help run the fucking women's division, bro. Like,
yeah, They need
you know what I'm
something.
saying? That
They're
yeah.
doing good because they have
They
the TBS championship, but the thing is, what happens once that's over,
they
and
make
that's the
strides.
big question. So,
Yeah.
now let's do an update on Charlotte that we just got done talking about. WWE has reportedly pulled SmackDown Women's Champion Charlotte Flair from doing media interviews this week. It was revealed on Wednesday afternoon that Flair will be doing media this week, presumably to promote Friday's SmackDown on Fox episode. And an update, Sean Ross Sapp noted on Twitter this morning that WWE has pulled Flair from doing media. There's no word yet on if she was pulled from doing all interviews or just a few. As told by Layla on Monday's show, there was a backstage confrontation between Flair and Raw Women's Champion Becky Lynch at last week's SmackDown from their women's title exchange segment. The tension in the ring reportedly led to words between Flair and Lynch backstage. Fightful also says Adam Pearce and Molly Holly produced last Friday's controversial Charlotte Flair Becky Lynch title exchange segment. So, things are kind of rough. They don't even want her talking because she's probably going to start shooting, and you can't really go back once that starts happening. So I feel like that's why they told her her talking to anybody for her interview is not happening at all.
Do you think she's acting this way to try to get released or something? Like
That's
she,
what it
or is she
feels
just
like.
turn,
That's what it feels like.
or is it that she's just really turning into her pops?
I
Like
A
I think
combination of
she's
both.
I I think a little bit, but I also think she's frustrated that she's hit a point that they're not listening to her. So like she's giving
yeah,
ideas,
yeah,
and I'm pretty sure everybody else has probably had moments where they've talked to Vince or talked to people backstage, and they were like, "Yeah, let's do that." And now she's doing it, and they're like, "Nah, no, we're good." Because she wanted to give the belt up to Bianca Belair, and like they weren't hearing it at all, which I think would have been the smartest decision for them to do, and
yeah,
then it would have made Crown Jewel even more exciting. Like think about that same match, but now it's a possibility that one of these people are going to leave with both championships. So like it like Bianca probably could have had both belts, and then what would have happened if that would have happened? But I think she's truly frustrated. She's seeing what's going on in AEW. I'm pretty sure, everything she's hearing from, her beau about what's going on in AEW seems very enticing to her. So, and of course, she knows if she went over, she's going to be the biggest thing there. Dr. Britt Baker is not going to be the top woman. It's like soon as that helicopter drops down, it's Charlotte Flair's show. So and it's just going to be inevitable for Britt Baker to drop the belt to her because she's not going for that TBS championship. It's just not going to happen.
yeah.
So it's going to be quite interesting to see what happens. But I think, yeah, it's a little bit of both. I feel like she's frustrated because she's not being heard. Um, and she's seeing that the grass might be greener, even though she stated multiple times. And this is the thing. When you're technically a contractor, don't start talking about I'm not going anywhere. I'm not gonna go for any other company because you could still get fired, and everybody's gonna remind you that hey, you said you weren't gonna go anywhere else, and most likely you're gonna need to because you're gonna want to have
Mm-hmm.
that money and be paid.
Yeah, man. Listen, Charlotte. She listen. Come on over. Fuck it. Yeah, come on over. Like yeah, she would definitely be the biggest star over there, of course. But she can't be bringing none of that negative shit over there if that's what it is. Unless she's just really doing this to try to get out of there. But she can't be bringing none of that negativity over there because then that's just gonna lead to the type of WCW backstage that lead to shit getting shut down, and we don't need that, my nigga. Like it'll be, but yeah, man. I just want to see the best for her. It's all good.
Yeah. Gruss wrote, if AEW buys ROH, Rampage needs to go 2 hours on another time slot. This is the thing. St. Clair still seems to want to hold Ring of Honor, which is why like they're going to be basically PWG when they do their shows because they're basically going to hire the best independent wrestlers for that night, and then that's it. And that's where they're gonna go from. And Sinclair still wants to hold on to their library. It's going to cost a lot of money, and I think it's going to be a lot more than what most people are going to be willing to pay. And usually, whatever the price is, you kind of have to go over that price just in case somebody else is going to pop up. So, um, if Ring of Honor gets bought, I don't see it happening for like another year or two. Because that's not even in a conversation. Usually, when it's in a conversation, they already start talking about it because they want people to start getting their money right, and they've already kind of stated that's not going to be the case. So we will see. Gruss says if Tony bring the Mark Money, Sinclair will sell. We will see, because Sinclair really don't sell much because they are one of the biggest broadcasting companies in the world. You think Tony Khan has money? He's nowhere near Sinclair, and we gotta also remember that's not all Tony Khan's money at the end of the day. But moving on to the next one, we have Cain Velasquez explain how WWE screwed up his feud with Brock Lesnar. Velasquez appeared on this week's MMA Hour with Ariel Helwani and acknowledged the match in Saudi Arabia bombed. Cain explained that WWE wasn't willing to put in the time to make his feud with Brock a success. He said, they wanted me to stay in that MMA zone. They wanted me to have that rivalry with Brock, but they really weren't willing to put the time in to have us work together to really do that. They wanted us to do that, and well, you know how that ended. One of the problems is that Cain didn't want to have a worked MMA bout against Brock. Prior to his debut in WWE, Velasquez worked a couple matches in AAA under a luchador mask and received rave reviews. That's the style Velasquez wanted to bring to WWE. He said, of course, that's who I am. Yeah, I felt good in that style. I don't know if they saw it. I don't know if they saw it wouldn't work. That to me, and I think to everyone else, was a clear path, but that's not what they chose for me. Now, if you saw his AAA stuff, like he was doing luchador shit and he looked good doing it. And I thought that's what they were going to do. Like they were going to start off MMA and then he was going to pull out a Hurricanrana and everybody was going to be like, oh shit. And then I give Brock time to go, oh shit. And then you start the wrestling portion of the match. Once you decide to go full MMA, it's really hard to do those matches. Minus shit. Who's a homeboy? Well, I'm forgetting his name. That was in New Japan Pro Wrestling. That was doing Barnett. That also does all the
Oh,
blood.
Josh Barnett.
Yeah, he does it well, but that's because that's his style. And that's also because New Japan also kind of does it because they do the UWF shit a lot of times with Shibata and Josh. And like, they're really good at that, but not everybody is. It's like, how do you fake MMA if that's not your style? And that's what ended up with Brock Lesnar and him. They should have just allowed it to be a wrestling match and go from there.
So you mean to tell me that WWE signed somebody and made them change the way that they want to wrestle? Yeah,
And
like,
not just
on.
somebody,
I'm not surprised
an
by this at all.
MMA legend that you're bringing in to have everybody go nuts over, and you're just gonna go, oh, that stuff that would make everybody go, oh shit, nah, don't do any of that at all.
Yeah, like come on, yo. That's I don't get it, man. They got my son Keith Lee looking like King Kong Bundy out here and shit. Like, come on, man. Like that shit
Yo,
don't
that's
make
fucked
no
up.
sense. Man.
He look like King Kong.
They,
That's fucked up.
am I lying, bro? They got my son just doing shoulder blocks and
I'm not gonna be able to unsee that. Damn it.
yeah, that shit is so whack, bro. I just hate them for doing that. Let sign these motherfuckers for what they getting signed for. Like, don't change. Come on, like, it's frustrating.
Yeah, King Kong Winslow, respect the black TV dads. Nah, but quick Bray Wyatt news. We are one day away from learning the future of Bray Wyatt. This makes me wonder if he will end up going on Rampage, or will we have a early, promotional package on Impact tonight about an upcoming wrestler going there. So TikTok for Bray Wyatt right now.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna be watching Impact tonight anyway, because it's the post Bound for Glory episode. So, and Bound for Glory was pretty okay. So I didn't like how the show ended. Like they did Josh
Yeah,
Alexander dirty,
yeah. Had his
but
family in there and did man
yeah.
lose the belt right there.
Okay, so I'm not letting nobody put their foot on my chest in front of my wife. Like that's crazy. In front of my kid, my son might not don't know the space. Like the imagery of that might be ingrained in his head. He might not ever respect me. My family ain't never gonna respect me again. I'm not doing that. That's crazy.
That was crazy, bro. I couldn't believe it. When Moose came in with the trophy, I was like, "Oh no, not in front, not the kids."
Crazy. All right, let's wrap this up. Let's get to those quick hits. If you're wondering why MSK has been getting booed, well, Dave Meltzer has the news. There was talk that MSK has been getting booed at NXT tapings because Izzy's parents led a concerted effort to work against them after they spoke out against a spot Izzy did years ago. Meltzer says that's what has been happening. So if you want to know why they've been getting booed, it's because homegirl Izzy's shit, why am I forgetting names? Who was her favorite wrestler? Well, because he hasn't been around, so
Bailey.
now I'm forgetting name. Yeah, Bailey's disciple has now turned heel, and MSK is getting booed because of them. Like that is wild, and I'm pretty sure it was probably the Izzy spot with Sasha Banks and Bailey. When that was what the Iron Man match, the Iron Woman match, I believe that's where that spot happened, and
Mhm.
I was like, y'all holding on still to that? Like, move on. Like, it's
Yeah,
wrestling. Move on.
yeah. Like I couldn't understand to this day, and that's just some of the pettiest shit I've ever heard. Like like everybody boo these men. Like, come on, don't do that.
And I was like, their face, I was like, y'all are really trying to sabotage them because they know all it takes is one time for
Yeah,
Vince McMahon to turn to NXT and go, they're getting booed? Get them off the TV. Get them off now. Like, that's exactly what
yeah,
happened.
yeah. You know what I mean? And they just lost the title, so you know.
Yeah. Per the Observer, Chad Gable leaving WWE has been talked about, and he's had friends tell him he should go, but it's unclear if it will actually happen. It's gonna happen. There's nothing for him in WWE as far as wrestling. And then that's the thing, like AEW can't buy everybody because they're not gonna be able to do everything with everybody. It's like I feel like if Chad Gable goes to AEW, he's not gonna have much to do.
No, I don't think so. New Japan, he would
Yeah. Oh,
thrive over there for
he
sure.
would be amazing in New Japan. Like that's what
Yeah,
it's really. It's like I feel like a
it'd
lot of
be
wrestlers really, if they don't want to leave, maybe you need to pick MLW or Impact. If you don't mind leaning, go to New Japan.
yeah, that's a fact, bro. Like, and
Or see if you could go to NXT
it's
UK. Shit.
yeah, yeah, not NXT UK. Ain't nobody. When the last time we watched that?
Hey, people, somebody's watching it. They still doing shows, so they ain't doing pay-per-views, and I think that's what's killing them. Like they're not doing pay-per-views, and I think that's a big issue. If
Yeah,
they actually did pay-per-views, people watch because like I will watch ahead of pay-per-views and stuff like that, but they're not doing them. And of course now Walter's gone, so they got to rebuild again. Sad news. Following last week's emergency surgery, WWE Hall of Famer wrestler Hacksaw Jim Duggan and his wife Deborah posted a video on Instagram revealing that he's been diagnosed with prostate cancer. That is super unfortunate news. Wish the best for Hacksaw Jim Duggan and his family. And as always, fuck cancer. Um, WWE has released ring announcer Greg Hamilton. Possibly he got released because he threatened to sue West Side Gun for using a sample of his voice in the song and claimed that WWE lawyers would be involved on his behalf. And he was being super belligerent on Twitter about that. And now he's fired. So I'm not sure. West Side Gun be backstage as well. So who knows? But Greg Hamilton has been let go.
You know whose side we on, baby.
What did you
Griselda
do?
all day.
Yeah, you already know, bro. That Griselda all day. I bump his new shit faithfully. Classic to me.
That shit hard
Hitler
as fuck.
wears
Bro.
Hermes 8.
That shit hard as a motherfucker.
So hard. I bump that shit.
Oh,
faithfully.
speaking of
I'm
Hermes
always gonna
8.
go with West Side Gun.
Yeah, speaking of that, what do you think of the song Hell on Earth Part 2?
I think it's cool. I like it. It's supposed to be like the Hell on Earth with that Raekwon and no, not Hell. I mean the Mobb Deep. Because Hell on Earth is one of my favorite albums actually. So I thought it was pretty dope.
Yeah, shout out to the producer Sovereign, who also produced my most recent track, Daniel Robitaille. She produced that joint. It's for the Halloween season. So if you're in the Halloween mood, you can go to my YouTube, or you can go to my page, phdsicks.com, to download, listen to Daniel Robitaille, produced by my homegirl Sovereign. So if you like Griselda, you're most likely gonna like this joint. And if you like blood, guts, horror movie shit, go to the YouTube page and watch the video that goes with it.
Oh, that's fine, man. I asked if you dropped it earlier. I don't think you heard me though.
Oh yeah,
I'm about to go check that
mute,
out.
like usual, fam. But nah,
Yeah.
appreciate that.
Yeah.
And for our last thing, let's talk about Halloween Havoc. According to Show Buzz Daily, this year's Halloween Havoc delivered an audience of 746,000. That's a 23% increase from the Tuesday before. Ratings for the 18 to 49 demo went from 0.18 to 2.85. Those are the second and third best numbers, respectively, since the brand's 2.0 revamp. They were going against the World Series, NBA games, and more. So if you want to get those ratings up, put Chucky on. Chucky's a ratings booster. Chucky, Eric Bischoff says Chucky brings more eyes to the TV than CM Punk. So that's basically just what's going on.
That's Eric Bischoff. Yeah, he's been wild lately. That's funny though. Good for
Once Tony Khan opened his mouth about Eric Bischoff, my man said the gloves were off. This is on site. Every week you don't hit 1 million, I'm calling y'all out. They didn't hit 1 million this week, so expect Eric Bischoff to have a lot more to say.
Yeah.
But
he's gonna talk his shit. 83.
Yeah, he definitely he's gonna talk shit for 83 weeks. That's our show for today. Thank y'all for being here for the review of AEW Dynamite, the blunt ratings in the news joints. Make sure to tune in on Saturday when the whole crew breaks down what happened on SmackDown, Rampage, and all the other crazy wrestling things that could happen in the next 48 hours, because we possibly will know where Bray Wyatt will be, and I'm pretty sure that will be a topic of conversation. Once again, it's your boy Physics, and you know what time it is. I am your champion, aka Daniel Robitaille, and shout out to Travis. Thank you for joining me here today. We will see y'all next week. Until then, have a great time, enjoy some wrestling, and peace.
Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell to know when we go live next. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Wrestling on Weed, and thanks for watching.